Hello everyone, my name is ABA Pickle, and welcome to my first Aliens Fireteam Elite class review, build guide, whatever you want to call it. Today we're going to be starting off on one of the more unpopular ones I've seen people do, and that's Recon. So, if you are unaware, in the Aliens Fireteam Elite, obviously you have your normal classes. They added Phalanx and Lancer with the season passes, but Recon is only available once you complete the campaign. And honestly, if you haven't completed the campaign right now, I highly recommend you do so. This is an amazing class that honestly is personally my favorite. So, for starters, Recon has two abilities. One is the support drone here. You will see that little radius right there. You kill things inside of it, you get healing. And also, it drops little ammo packets for you. See how you pick it up? It refills my ammo. Second, you have your pups. This thing, you will drop it. It's like the little thing in Prometheus. It'll start scanning the walls and marking any targets in the known area, and letting you have a nice little highlight, kind of like what you do with the red dot sight for rifles. So, for starters, looking at weapons. I like to start with this first. There are two for each slot that I recommend. So, for marksman rifle, or for your rifle slot, there are two that I recommend, and they're practically the same. It is the Twilight, or it's the scout rifle. Honestly, it is your choice which way you prefer. The Twilight fires faster but does a little less damage. And other than that, the scout rifle does more damage, has a weaker like weak point damage multiplier. But overall, they do about the same kind of damage. It's just about your playstyle. On my scout rifle, I have the large muzzle, increasing effective range. And whenever I get a weak point hit, it causes a thermal explosion, which does 5% hit damage within a 2.5 meter radius. So you get a little tiny area of effect pop when you get that weak point hit, which, trust me, is going to be really nice for the rest of the build. You'll see in a second. For the large magazine, I do armor-piercing rounds, which it adds for heavy targets like armored warriors, Praetorians, bone crushers. This helps just in general to chew through that armor, because honestly that is the biggest issue when it comes to big guys in general. It also gives you a little bit more magazine capacity. For the optics, I say this is kind of a toss-up. You can use either the hybrid optics or the laser sight. I personally like the laser sight because it reveals them for 3 seconds, and if my pups aren't up, having that revealed status is kind of important for the rest of the build. Once again, we'll see that in just a second. But for the Twilight, I like to have the tactical scope, which enemies are revealed for 5 seconds on a weak point hit, just like on the rifle. For the large magazine, I do the extended field mag because it has a larger clip and a higher weak point damage multiplier, so you can fire a little bit faster. But if you still want to put on an armor-piercing round, it's also just as viable on this weapon. For the large muzzle, I like to use the precision hider here, which increases weak point damage and stability even further. So, those are for the rifle slot. For the close quarters weapon slot, there are two options once again. The auto shotgun is an option, or the PPZ 49 Vol. This is honestly the best SMG in the game, and if you do not have it, then I definitely recommend going and picking it up. I will put on the screen how you obtain it, because I don't remember right on the spot, but editor me will remember to put it in right now. So, for the attachments for the full auto shotgun, we are using the ported compensator, which adds fire rate and stability. We are adding the casket mag for fire rate and max ammo. And then we are going to put on the hybrid sight for that plus 30 accuracy and that plus 20 weak point damage. You are a shotgun, and getting more accurate is going to be really nice with the spread, and the weak point damage is really going to make a big difference. So, when it comes to your consumables, your deployables, highly recommend, since you are typically in the back or hiding away, you are not up in the front in the middle of the fray, you're going to be firing from a range. So first one, vulnerability assessment drone. If you haven't used these things, basically what it does is it improves your damage and weapon range by 25%. And that does stack on your normal range. So for example, the Twilight, how it doesn't have a damage fall off. You can see right at the end, it bumps up a little bit. And that's because of a perk I have. If you have more range, your damage fall off actually is negative. So instead of your bullets losing damage with range, you increase it. So with this thing up, with that added 25% damage fall off, you're doing like 130%, 140% damage if you're firing at the full 100 meters. Hard enough to say though, it's really difficult to hit it from that far away. But there are places in the game where it is possible, and those points are very vital when you have that range. So, the other consumable I recommend bringing: electroshock round if you're fighting up against synths, and incendiary rounds if you're fighting up against the pathogen or the xenomorphs. Because honestly, having that extra ammo type, stunning the synths is very, very nice, especially for like leaders and heavies. And then incinerator rounds just to burn through the xenos is always nice. So, getting to the complicated part, the perks. Now, this is the point where if you have your own build, let me know down in the comments below. If you think that this isn't as great of a build and you think you can improve upon it, please let me know. I'm always up for suggestions. And if you have any questions about the build, also leave me a comment down below and let me know what you want to see. So, first, attached to the support drone perk, we have two perks. One is Adrenaline Rush, which increases the healing provided by the support drone by 20%. So you get a little bit more of that oomph from that support drone, which is nice. Nothing major, but it's nice. And then you also have Enhanced Reach 2, because it'll increase that radius of that little circle of where you have to stand to get said healing, which is just, again, just an added bonus. We have Red is Dead, which is a Recon perk that says you and your teammates deal an additional 10% damage to revealed targets. So that's why I like using the sights that reveal targets in case my pups aren't up, because it's just an added 10% damage. And with the build that we're going for, doing more damage per shot is essential. We have Downrange, which increases your far distance damage by 20%. As you can see, the description even says, in some cases, this means your guns can deal more damage at maximum range than at close range. We have Got Your Back, which is honestly one of the best perks I've ever seen. And it is on a recon only perk. Killing an enemy that is attacking a teammate instantly reloads you and your teammates' equipped guns. It does not matter how far they are away. It does not matter if they are like 30 meters. If they are targeting and attacking one of your friends and you kill them, then your gun gets reloaded and so does your friends. So if that's the case, if you wanted to run 3 recons, you honestly could. As long as you guys are all getting kills, you guys are going to keep on reloading. But for the times that you're only running 1 recon, which is advised, honestly, you have Jackpot. Your weapon is instantly reloaded after killing any foe stronger than a runner, popper, husk, or working Joe. So if you kill yourself a burster or a prowler or a heavy synth unit, it gets immediately refilled as well. Because the goal of this build here is not reloading. You don't want to reload. You want to keep on firing and pumping out that DPS as fast as you can. Next, we have Chain Reaction. Killing an enemy increases the damage of your next shot by 30%. This is why personally I prefer the what's it called? The scout rifle here. I prefer this thing because the higher damage, since I'm not having to reload. I don't care if I have a smaller magazine. I just care the fact that I'm killing them even more effectively. So the goal is I kill something, I aim for the next thing, and it's a guaranteed kill. And then after that, if it was attacking my friend, my magazine's reloaded. And then after that, the next bullet I fire is 30% increased damage. So it keeps on feeding on itself, and you are self-sustaining your own magazine, your own damage. You are just absolutely obliterating everything. Moving on to the pups attachments, we have Distracting Howl, which slows affected targets by 30%, which will be nice for lining up those headshots because everything will be moving a little bit slower. Then you have Threat Detected. Activating pups increases your accuracy and stability by 50%. making it easier to line up those headshots even more so and making you more accurate. And then for supplementary perks, we have Long Haul, increasing the duration by 20, Extended Duration 3, increasing the duration by 18 on top of that, so that's 38. And then Extended Duration 2, which extends the duration by another 13%, meaning you have an extra 51% duration on this ability. And then, just to fill up the slots, you got Quick Charge 2, that could be replaced with anything that you want that has to like hold still, if you deal 30% more to grappling enemies, or any 2-tier perk that you like more than Quick Charge. For me, I just like having the pups up a little bit more often. That's a personal choice. And then we also have Hazard Seals, once again, just a filler perk here, or just a double space perk. If you guys have a better option, this is not a perfect build, this is just a really good one that I like to use on every day. The Hazard Seals, damage from acid pools and all other environmental hazards are reduced by 25%. So, just a little helpful tip, helpful bonus. And before I forget, we're going to go over the build for the PPZ-49 Vol. Like I said, this is the best SMG in the game, and it might not seem like it when you first start using it, but once you get some good perks on it and start leveling it up and getting used to it, it is absolutely the best SMG, especially on Recon, because it becomes so incredibly accurate. So the build is Slide Compensator for added stability, because it does kick a lot, and weapon point or weak point damage. So just that added little bit of kick to the weak point. Quick Loader, reload speed and max ammo is a plus, but the main reason we're doing this is for the refill 10% of the magazine on kill. Like I said, we are trying not to reload as often as we can. So having that extra little bit to hammer in the theme of not reloading is imperative. So then we have the Micro Dot Sight, which increases damage by 10%, but minuses 10% fire rate while standing still. It also increases accuracy and effective range. So overall, this is an accuracy build for an SMG, which turns out to be a DPS monster. Because if you look at the other SMGs, you can see that, for example, this flechette right here, average damage is 104, right? The PPZ-49 is 173. This thing hits like a truck for an SMG. Almost a 100% increase. Almost. It's about a 70% increase. So this thing is quite literally the best SMG in my mind. Let me know down in the comments below. As always though, for these builds, if there are weapons you prefer more so, please feel free to use them. These aren't set in stone. Let me know what your build is. So that concludes the Recon that never reloads. My name is ABA Pickle, and if you enjoyed this build, leave a like and let me know so I can continue to do more content like this. If you'd like to see something else, comment it down below. And if you are interested, later this week I will have a match up where I am playing on Intense with this class. So definitely look forward to that this week. But well then, my name is ABA Pickle, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!